dear students of class 6. Welcome to chemistry class once again. As in my previous online classes, I have taught you about the factors responsible for different states of matter. So what were the four factors? Interparticle force, interparticle space, Brownian motion and diffusion. Okay. So in my previous online class, I have taught you about the two activities. Okay. And about what? About the two factors, interparticle force and interparticle space. Okay, I have given you the recap in my previous online class about these two factors. So two more factors are left, and I said you that in my next class I will teach you about the two factors which were left. And what were left? Brownian motion and diffusion. So today I am going to teach you about Brownian motion and diffusion. Okay, so these two are also responsible for different states of matter. Now let's begin with the third factor, that is Brownian motion, because already I have taught you two factors. So those who don't know about these two factors, you can see the videos, okay, of these two factors, interparticle force and interparticle space. Okay, so today we will learn about Brownian motion. This is a very new word for you, Brownian motion. And what is Brownian motion? So what is Brownian motion? Okay, so before explaining about the Brownian motion, let me tell you about who discovered it. Okay, so this Brownian motion is named after botanist Robert Brown. Okay, Robert Brown has discovered this Brownian motion. He had discovered Brownian motion. Robert Brown had discovered Brownian motion. He was botanist. Okay, and what and how he have found this Brownian motion was that, okay, how he discovered this Brownian motion was that he took a beaker, and in that beaker water was there. Okay, he took a beaker, okay, and in that beaker water was there. That beaker, what was there? Water was there. Okay, and inside this water was there, and what was there more? Pollen grains. Okay, what were there? Pollen grains. And about pollen grains, you already know, you have learned in biology. So pollen grains were there. So under, what do you say, now microscope, okay, he observed that pollen grains, okay, these pollen grains were randomly moving here and there. Robert Brown,
he observed under powerful microscope
that pollen grains were continuously moving. Okay, they were in random motion. They were randomly moving here and there. Okay, pollen grain were randomly moving. So why it was moving? Why it was moving? Now see, he kept the pollen grain in water, and water is what? Liquid, this state of matter. And in liquid, you know that particles are loosely packed. Particles are loosely packed than solid. Okay, but not much more than gas. Okay, in gas the particles are loosely packed. Okay, so in liquid, what is there? Particles are there, and particles are loosely packed, and particles are continuously in motion. The particle also can move here and there. Okay, so when the pollen grain was kept in the water and pollen grain was randomly moving, why? Because the molecules, the particles present in the liquid, they were continuously bombarding the what? Pollen grain. They were attacking the pollen grain. They were colliding with the pollen grain. Okay, they were attacking the pollen grain. That is why the pollen grain were moving randomly here and there. The molecules present, the particles present in the liquid are loosely packed, and the particles can move here and there. So when pollen grain was kept in this water, okay, and the pollen grain was also in random motion. Why it was in random motion? Because the molecule, or you can say the particle of the liquid, were continuously bombarding the pollen grain. They were attacking the pollen grain from this side, from that side, continuously they were bombarding. That is why the particles were moving here and there. Okay, let me repeat it once again. Okay, why the pollen grains were moving? Because the particles in the liquid, they were continuously bombarding the particle that was pollen grain. Okay, they are like pollen grain is there, the molecules of what you say liquid is coming here and bombarding, so it will move here and there. So that is why the pollen grain were in random motion. So I hope you have understood this Brownian motion. So this motion was called Brownian motion. This random motion, okay, this random motion because of the continuous bombardment of the particles, that motion was called Brownian motion. Now let's see the definition. The random movement of particles in a fluid. Fluid means gas or liquid. Okay, fluid means gas or liquid. These two are fluid. Why? Because they can float. Solid cannot flow, that is why solid is not fluid. So what are fluid? Gas and liquid because they can float. So where I was, the random movement of particles in a fluid as a result of continuous bombardment among each other and between the particles of the surrounding medium is called Brownian motion. So I hope you have understood from here only. The definition is clear, I think. So what it was, let me say, So what it is, let me repeat it again, is that the random movement of particles in a fluid, it can be in gas or it can be in liquid also, the random movement of particles. And why? As a result of continuous bombardment means they are attacking one another, okay? They are attacking one another among each other and between the particles of the surrounding medium is called Brownian motion. So that motion was called the Brownian motion. Okay, so let me give you one more example of this Brownian motion related to you only. Okay, so in your room you have windows, ventilators are there, and through windows or ventilators sun rays enter in your room. It enters in your room, no? The sun rays enter in your room. The beam of light entered in your room. This is the window, okay, and the beam of rays is entering in your room. This is the rays, okay, and in these rays you see that the dust particles are in continuous motion. You can see with the naked eye now that the dust particles are in continuous motion. Now why the dust particles are in continuous motion? You have seen this. Many times you observe while sitting in the classroom also, when the sunlight enters, okay, so you see that the dust particles are in continuous motion. Particles move here and there. Why it is so? Why the particles are moving here and there? You know that air is present everywhere. Okay, air is present everywhere, and air is a mixture of gases. Okay, and gases are also made up of particles, and in gas particles are very loosely packed. They can move here and there. They can move here and there. So the particles of gas, okay, the particles of gas, what they do? They are continuously bombarding each other, and what they do? They are bombarding the dust particle. Okay, they are attacking the dust particle. They are bombarding the dust particle. That is why the dust particles are randomly moving here and there. The particle in gas also, they move here and there. No, they randomly move here and there. The particle moves here and there. So while they move here and there, what they do? They bombard each other. Okay, they bombard the dust particle, and the particles are moving here and there. And what is that motion called? Brownian motion. Okay, what that motion is called? Brownian motion. Okay, and Brownian motion is fastest in gas. Okay, because in gas the particles are very loosely packed. That is why the gas can occupy the more space in the container. Okay, it can occupy more space. It can be compressed. Okay, and gas no free surface because gas move here and there. They don't have any free surface because the particles are loosely packed, and the particles are loosely packed, so it moves here and there in any direction. They move here and there. They flow in any direction. So what I said, in gas Brownian motion is fastest because the particles in gas are very loosely packed. Then in liquid, okay, fastest in gas, then in liquid, and in solid it is very slow. It is the slowest. It is slowest, then this gas and liquid. Fastest in gas, and slowest in solid. Because the particles in solid are very tightly packed. You know that the particles cannot move in any direction. What they do, these particles are in continuous motion in their own place. They vibrate in their own place. They do not move because the particles are very tightly packed. Okay, so this was about Brownian motion. So I hope that you have understood this Brownian motion. Okay, so there is one more experiment. There is one activity about this Brownian motion. Okay, so let me explain that activity. Then we will move to diffusion. Okay. Okay, now let's see the activity. This activity is about Brownian motion. What is the aim? To show the Brownian motion in a liquid. Materials require cold water, beaker and ink, pinch of any antacid. Now what you have to do in this activity is that you have to take a beaker. Okay, in this beaker you have to fill it with cold water, not with hot water. Okay, you have to fill it with cold water. After filling it with cold water, what you have to do? You have to add drop of ink. Okay, you have to add drop of ink. Okay, as you will add drop of ink, okay, what you will see? You will see the random movement of ink in the water. You have done this sometime, no? You try to add some food color in the water or ink in the water and you see that it is moving. Okay, so as you will add a drop of ink in the water, the ink will get mix with the water. It will mix with the water. You will see the intermixing of ink and you will see the random movement of ink in the water. Here we have taken cold water. Why? Because the energy of cold water is low. Okay, energy of cold water is low. We will not take hot water. As you will take hot water, in hot water Brownian motion will not be visible clearly. In cold water Brownian motion will be visible clearly. You can see the Brownian motion. Okay, in cold water. But if you will take the hot water, as soon as you will put the drops of ink, what you will see that it will get mixed with the water and you cannot see Brownian motion. But if you will take cold water, the cold water energy is low. Okay, and when you will put the drop of ink, you will see that ink will get mixed with the water. Slowly it will get mixed. It will try to get what intermix with the water. Okay, so you will do like that. Then what the activity tells is that after doing this, if we will add antacid to it, any antacid if we will add to it, okay, the movement of particle will become faster. Okay, the particle will move faster and ink and water will get mixed. Okay, it will get mixed when you will add any antacid to it. Now what is the aim of this activity? Was to show the Brownian motion in a liquid. So here we have seen, we have observed that when we have added drop of ink, okay, the ink, we have seen the random movement of ink in the water. Ink is also the liquid, water is also the liquid. So in ink also particles are there, in water also particles are there. Okay, so what we have seen? The zigzag movement of the particles of ink in the water. Okay, and this motion is called the Brownian motion. We have seen the zigzag movement. And why it was? Because the particles in liquid and particles in liquid means the particles in water, the particles in ink, they are continuously in random motion. Why? Because of the continuous bombardment between the particles. Okay, between the particles there is a continuous bombardment is there. Okay, continuous bombardment is there between the particle. That is why the ink is in random motion, in the zigzag movement. Okay, it is in zigzag movement. So the zigzag movement in the ink, the zigzag movement of water in the ink. So the zigzag movement of ink in the water is an example of Brownian motion. So here we have seen the Brownian motion in this activity. Okay, how this ink get intermixed with this water. Okay, so here we have seen the Brownian motion. So this activity was about Brownian motion. And what was the aim? To show Brownian motion in the liquid, and we have seen the Brownian motion in the liquid. Okay, so this was the activity. Now let's see the last factor, diffusion. What is this? Diffusion. Okay, the last one is diffusion. Okay, now what is diffusion? The intermixing of substances by the natural movement of their particles is called diffusion. Diffusion means, in simple word, if I will say you, is that when the two substances are kept in contact, when the two substances are kept in contact, then there is the movement of particle. There is a movement of particles from one substance to another, and the particles get mixed uniformly. The particles get mixed uniformly, that is called what? Diffusion. When the particles of two substances get mixed, and how they get mixed? Because of the natural movement of particles. The particles will move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Higher concentration means where the particles are more, and lower concentration means where the particle is less. Okay, so the particles will move because of the natural movement, okay, from one substance to another, and there is intermixing. The two substances get mixed. The two substances get mixed because of the natural movement of particles, and that is called diffusion. Okay, for diffusion the two substances need to be in contact. Okay, the two substances need to be in contact. Now when the diffusion takes place, okay, when the two substances are in contact and the particles are moving from one substance to another, so when these particles are moving, okay, and what it does, it takes the space, whatever the interparticle space is present. In liquid and gas there is interparticle space, so when the particles are moving, what they do? They take the interparticle space of the other substance. They take the space. They will take the space. But wherever the empty place will be there, they will take that space, and what it will happen? Diffusion will take place. That is, intermixing of the two substances will take place. Okay. I think you have understood this diffusion. Diffusion is the intermixing of substance. Okay, it is what? It is the intermixing of substance, and how the substance get intermixed? By the natural movement of the particles. Okay, by the natural movement of the particles, diffusion takes place, and the particles take the what? Space, that is the interparticle space of the other substance. Okay, so now we are going to see the diffusion in solid, liquid and gas. Okay, in which state of matter diffusion is fastest, in which state of matter diffusion is slowest. Okay, so let's start with solid. In solid, diffusion is extremely slow. And why it is slow? Because in solid the particles are tightly packed, so the particles are not free to move. As the particles are tightly packed in solid, so they are not free to move, so it is extremely slow. It will take time in solid for diffusion. Okay, it will take time for the intermixing of the two substances of solid state. Okay, why? Because the particles in solid are tightly packed. So in solid, diffusion is extremely slow. Okay, it is very slow. If you will keep gold and lead pressed together, okay, if you will keep gold and lead pressed together, it will take few years to get diffused. It will get few years to get diffused state. Solid state, the particles are tightly packed. So when this gold and lead are pressed together, it will take few years to get diffused. It will take few years to get intermixed with each other. Okay, you have noticed that if you write something on the paper with pencil, okay, and while writing something you have done what wrong, and you erase with the eraser. So at that time you have written with the pencil, and if you erase with the eraser, you see that it get erased nicely. Okay, but if you write something on the paper and you try to erase it after a few days, after a week, you see that it does not get erased. It will get erased but not properly. Okay, you will see some trace of it. Now why it is so? Because the particles of pencil is black in color, is graphite. Okay, so the particles of this pencil which is black in color get diffused with the paper. It get diffused with the paper. It get mixed with the paper. That is why it will not get erased after few days. What I said, the particles of pencil which is black in color get diffused in the paper. It get diffused with the paper. Okay, there is the movement of particle. There is a movement of particle from where? From the black pencil. Okay, from the pencil, and it get diffused. So whatever you will write at that time you will erase, it get erased, and if you try to erase it after few days or a week, it do not get erased because why? Because of the movement of particles of pencil which is black in color, it get diffused with the paper. Okay, so in solid diffusion is extremely slow. So in solid it is extremely slow. Okay, now let's see the diffusion in liquid. So diffusion in liquid is faster than solid. Okay, it is faster than solid. Now why it is faster than solid? Because the particles in liquid are loosely packed. They are loosely packed. So in liquid, diffusion is faster than solid. Okay. Now let me give you the example of diffusion is that when you will add drop of ink to water. Okay. So you will see that ink is what? Ink is a liquid. Okay, it is in liquid state, and water is also in what? Liquid state. So the particle of this ink, okay, the particle of this ink and the particle of this water will get intermixed. They will get intermixed, and what it is? It is called diffusion. What it is? It is diffusion. Okay, why they are getting intermixed? Because of diffusion. The particle of these two substances get mixed with each other, and it is called diffusion. Now, I have said you that in solid diffusion is very slow. In liquid diffusion is faster than solid. Okay, I will tell you other example of diffusion in our body. In our body blood is there. Okay, and we take in oxygen. Okay, we take in oxygen, and when we take oxygen, what happens? It get diffused with the blood. It get mixed with the blood, and you have learned about this in biology also, in science also. That when we breathe in oxygen, what happens? It get diffused with our blood. No, it get mixed with our blood. Okay, it get mixed with our blood. Oxygen get diffused with our blood in the lungs. Okay, so diffusion in liquid is faster than solid. Now let's see diffusion in gas. Okay, diffusion in gas is very fast. Diffusion in gas is very fast. It is fastest than solid liquid. Okay, now I'll give you the example of diffusion in gas is that when the perfume gets sprayed. Okay, and if you are sitting in the next room, the smell reaches in that room. No? And why it is so? Because the particles in gas are loosely packed than the solid and liquid. Okay, and they get mixed with the air. They get mixed with the particles present in the air. And what happens? They spread in all the direction. That is why the smell of the perfume is spread everywhere. From one room to another. Okay, it gets spread and it comes to our nose. Why it is so? Because when we spread the perfume, the particles are loosely packed in the gas. The particles of this gas get mixed, it get diffused with the air, and it gets spread everywhere. No, it is spread everywhere and it is free to move in any direction, and it reaches our nose and we are able to smell the perfume. Okay, we get the smell of the perfume. Now let me give you one more example is that when of this diffusion in gas is that your mother is cooking food in the kitchen and you are sitting in the next room. Okay, and while your mother is cooking food, Okay, when your mother is cooking food, whatever she is cooking, the smell reaches to your nose. It gets sprayed everywhere, no? The smell of the food, the aroma of food gets spread everywhere. Now why it is so? When your mother is cooking food, gas comes out. We have seen, no? Gas comes out. And what happens? The diffusion in gas is very fast. It gets diffused with the gas present in the air, and it is sprayed out everywhere. It is sprayed out everywhere, and it reaches to your nose, and you are able to know what your mother is cooking, because in gas diffusion is very fast. The particles get mixed very fast. Whatever your mother is cooking, okay, that smell, okay, it get mixed, it get intermixed with the gas present in the air, and it is spread all over the, what do you say, all over the room, kitchen, and you are able to recognize what your mother is cooking in the kitchen. So this was about diffusion. In simple, you can remember that when the two substances get mixed, okay, it get mixed uniformly, and how? By the movement of particles from one substance to another. There is a natural movement of particle. Okay, there is a natural movement of particle. You do not go and force the particle to move. There will be the natural movement of particles. Okay, so this was about diffusion. So for today, up to this much. Whatever I have taught you, I hope that you have understood. Okay, so for today, up to this much. You read this. If you have not understood, see the video again. You will understand. Okay, so I hope you have understood. Thank you.